This is somebody who has been called out previously for tracing allegations. It looks like the behavior hasn't stopped, not with tracing, but just potentially sus behavior. So we have this post posted on Twitter by Shai Rose, which reads official notice of license revocation. One of you guys sent this to me actually. Now officially revoking Twisty Tails' license to use any of my work she has previously purchased from me. If you see her using any of my work, please report it immediately. Reason of revocation. Remove my watermark after months of using my Your Character Here base for commissions. If you're not an artist or if you're not familiar with Your Character Here bases, it's like a body and then you can draw on top of the body. But like because you're drawing on top of the body, all of the artwork will have the same pose. So some artists will sell the base and will allow other artists to draw on top of it and sell the artwork after that. But they'll have their own rules. So it looks like in Shai's case, don't remove the watermark. She claims she forgot despite using it consistently for 8 months across multiple commission works. Undervalued my art, pricing my full illustration Your Character Here, knee up with background, at only $10 per commission. Blocked me after I informed her I was revoking her license. Later unblocked me only to demand a refund after profiting off of my work. Trigger warning for blood. This is Shai Rose's Killer Bride Your Character Here. So Shai prices it at 55 USD and up, and this is how it looks like. Look at the TOS, credit required. Proper credit must be given when using my artwork. But here you can see Twisty Tails is selling the same thing, the same commission, Your Character Here, for starting at $10. Some people might be like, well, if you bought the base, then like you could sell it for whatever price you want. Just if you think about it from a business perspective, this is disrespectful to the person you bought it from because you're creating like a strong unnecessary competition for their artwork. Because if Shai sells their artwork for $55 minimum and you price your art at $10, you're knowingly creating competition to Shai's commissions for the base that you bought from Shai. It's just disrespectful. Most artists have a rule where like you can't underprice the art below what the artist charges, or if you can't like buy artwork and then undersell it for lower for the same reason. So here you can see that Twisty has blocked them. So commenters are asking for clarification on the revoke part, and Shai adds, no worries, it means removing the right to use my work. And since she used it wrongly, I removed it because I can't let her use my work anymore because of her actions using my base. And then Shai continues, I'm sorry everyone, I just want to vent right now because till now I'm still hurt from what happened. She had the audacity to block me on all platforms, so I can't message her anymore. And what truly breaks me is that after she blocked me, she unblocked me just to ask for a refund after undervaluing and profiting from my work. I just can't believe she would say that after everything she's done. I feel used, I'm so hurt. And here, bit crop, but this is like most likely Twisty Tails, who says, if that's the case, I'd like a refund of the money I spent on those bases, please, and thank you, since I can't use them any longer. I'm curious on your thoughts, guys. Do you think that Shai should give the refund for the base or not? Because another commenter says, as an artist, I feel like it's only right you refund her the cost of the base, since she's blacklisted, and it would be considered a scam at that point. You should also add a minimum of what people can charge in your TOS if you haven't already. And Shai adds, I need to ask, do you actually know the full story before making that kind of statement? Because what you said really triggered me. The person you're defending used my base for 8 months, removed my watermark, and took multiple commissions with it. She only added the watermark back after I messaged her, and even then, I only revoked her rights after seeing the full extent of how long she's been profiting from my work without properly crediting me. As artists, we all know one basic rule. You don't remove another artist's watermark, especially from commercial bases like Your Character Here's. The fact that she never thought to restore it until I confronted her shows clear intent. So how can anyone expect me to refund her after months of uncredited use and profits? I'm sorry, but calling that a scam is both hurtful and completely misinformed. Before making statements like that, please understand the full story. For both artists, you should know how important this is. There's been many cases in the art space where people have revoked access to artwork after somebody purchased it due to misuse of the artwork. There's been cases where people had art and they were like, yeah, here's a design, safe for work only. And they would take the design and use it for NSFW stuff, and then the artist would revoke it because they're like, hey, I didn't allow you to use this for NSFW. Clearly said that, give it back to me because you're misusing it. And the thing is, when it comes to an art piece, it might make more sense for a refund. As in, oh, I made you this design, now you've used it for NSFW, I said you couldn't do it, and now that you did, give me the design back, I'll refund you. But the problem is, this is a Your Character Here base. So this is a body that's Twisty has drawn on top of and sold for commissions. So Twisty has made money off of this. They've done, according to Shai, a couple of commissions at this point using this base. So now we get into this tricky territory of a base isn't the same as like a design where you can kind of like take it back, because the profit was already generated using the space. It's very tricky. I would love to hear your thoughts on what should happen in that scenario. Yeah, it's a very big gray area where normally people have refunded in the past for this situation, but because it's a base, so the nature of how bases are used, the artist has profited. Now it's tricky. And then there's this like weird rage bait account on Twitter that's now harassing Shy, being like, yeah, take the watermark off and still use the base no matter what. Da 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 da. Shy mentioned that the artist, Twisty Tails, has had tracing issues since 2021 with multiple reports. So let's look into that. I don't think I said it already, but don't send hate to any parties involved. So there was a piece of art posted by Twisty that's now deleted. And Silvervale comments, writing, please stop stealing my reference sheet and calling it your own art. I don't know how to say that name, but V-Ship worked hard on this. It's not newly refined, it is traced. You're using traced art to showcase your commissions. After I've requested you once before to remove the stolen art, you did it again. And this is May 27th, 2021. Twisty denies it, saying, I didn't do any tracing of your sheet for this one. And Silvervale says, that's a lie. Please remove this art and stop tracing. And look at this, where you can see it's a direct traceover of Silvervale's. It do be like that. We have Twitter user Dory Bell, or I am adorable. This is actually really cute. This is such a cute play on words for their name. This was posted April 25th, 2022. They write, please report Twisty Tails for taking other people's art and tracing them. They've been asking people to commission her for traced work. Sick. I understand using somebody's art as a reference, but this is full-on tracing. I don't support VTubers or anyone who does this. But here we can see the artwork. So this is Twisty's art on the left. On the right is the original work they've traced from. This is the one in question. So this is Silvervale's ref sheet directly traced by Twisty. Here we have Moshi Mochi Co. They are an Etsy seller of Twitch assets. And Twisty literally directly traced, and it looks like color selected off of their artwork to make theirs. Another artwork that was traced by Twisty. Another commenter, Temptis, writes, do you draw anything yourself or is it all traced from other pieces? This is traced off of Ari from League of Legends, Spirit Blossom Ari. You trace Silvervale's ref sheet, you think nobody's gonna notice? Like, don't trace point blank period, but you think tracing a big VTuber like Silvervale, like you're gonna go under the radar doing this? Confusion. So Twisty had posted an apology that was deleted, where they apologized for the events. They said they removed the artwork online and that they've been defensive, but they should have been more open. They're sorry to everybody and they want to be a better person, and they're gonna make sure something like this never happens again. And they apologize to the artist and the streamer who I have hurt or offended with these events. And then I think it's really funny, but if you go at the very end, they say, I'm practicing a few new art styles now. As you read, unless I'm asleep. Shading and lighting will also be worked on as well, I guess. Sorry. I just thought that was funny. And this looks to be a DM that Twisty had sent Nyanko016, writing, look, I have no intentions of tracing your emotes you did for me. I haven't put them up on my channel yet because I'm working on a rebrand and getting a new model done up right now. I saw what you said on Twitter, and yes, I have yet to change them out, but that's the reason. It's because I'm waiting to get my new model made and rigged ready for VTubing. Besides, I hate doing emotes, so any emote is safe from my tracing hands. What the? Another commenter, Small Fluff, adds, also while I'm here, here's more things about her commission example. So one of her chibi examples, the middle, is actually somebody else's your character here. A chibi basically of two chibis in a snow globe wrapping string lights around a Christmas tree. And this is literally screenshotted off of somebody's DeviantArt where it reads in bold red, this is not a base and not free to use. Do not trace or copy or heavily reference. And the OG artist is Blushing Bats. And this was posted in 2018. The thing is, the tracing allegations for Twisty did happen a long time ago in 2021, 2022. So by now, hopefully they've gotten a lot better, right? There hasn't really been an allegation since then. So I'm assuming, unless a call out is made in the future, that they've stopped this behavior. But Twisty on their own page hasn't posted anything about this situation, with one thing notable where they retweeted a VTuber who said, bigger VTubers who are mean girls are just effing lame. That's the whole thing with Twisty Tails. Again, don't send hate to any parties involved, right? That's not what this is about. Just sad to see.